up guys, Don Juan. So highly anticipated video you guys wanted to see. I'm going to be giving you the full breakdown of the excursion parts. I have a few documents I'll have on download in the description below that you can see in regards to all the parts I bought. And I'm also going to have a screen recording that I'm going to put on the screen here in a second, going over everything that I bought, the rough pricing, and certain things that you cannot substitute out for this build. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get started. So first and foremost, a lot of people, just to answer some questions, my oil temperatures. Typically my oil stays about between 200 and 210 degrees consistently during the summer months in Texas, which, you know, we can get 100, 110, 115 degrees down here. And right now during the winter is where it's kind of iffy. A lot of times, unless I drive the truck for a decent period of time, I would say well over an hour, you know, like 45 minutes to an hour, like consistent driving, the oil tends to stay kind of low, like 150 degrees sometimes, 140, 150, but then I have to like turn it off because I'm already at my location. Takes a lot longer to warm up. What you need to realize is you have roughly 20 gallons of oil flowing through the system. So if you look at Bulletproof Diesel's website and they have the what is it called, the thermostat, that's something I may recommend even for people down in the south. Like, you might want to get a thermostat that's like a 175 degree or even 180 degree thermostat, so at least it helps the oil get to that temperature quicker and kind of stay above that. Right now mine, like I said, it barely hits 170 sometimes. Most of the time is less than that, 160, which is not good to have that much of a variation. You want oil to get up to 200 degrees to burn off impurities. So there is certain times where I have to end up going on the highway, driving the truck, you know, for 30 minutes, going somewhere far just to kind of get the oil up to temp, you know, in this colder weather. Like right now it's been 30, 40 degrees. So we'll go ahead and get over to the screen recording side now. All right guys, so this is going to be the complete list. I'll have this PDF document and the other document below, but just going over a couple things here. Anything in red, you cannot substitute. You're going to have to find something. You pretty much have to buy this one, or really make sure before you make a decision. So for the Bulletproof Diesel plate, that's obviously, you know, self-explanatory. Don't forget the Bulletproof Diesel oil feed adapter. This allows you to run oil out of the plate into the motor. So right here, if you look in this photo, this is actually a 8 ORB, which is this one, 8 ORB to 6AN fitting. So it goes 8 ORB to 6-6 so that you can go feed the oil to the turbo. So you need this adapter. And then the 12AN dash 12 by 45 degree, the vibrant one specifically, you need 2 of them. If you look at this photo here, you'll see, I'll put the 2 photos side by side. So these are the vibrant ones right here, and you can see that they clear the intake manifold while plugged up and everything like that. Over here in this one, you can actually see these. Originally what I had was dash 12 straights, and I was going to put a 45 like this one on top, but it wouldn't clear the intake manifold. They actually hit here. So you need ones that the 45 and everything is built into one piece. That's how the vibrant ones are. So you can see you would connect the hose to it like that. So obviously here's the best picture I had of the plate, but this feeds the turbo right here. This is just a plug. We also have another plug here. You have your dash 12s, you have your oil pressure and oil temperature sensors here, and then on this side in the corner of the plate that you can't see, there's actually another plug for the coolant passage. We don't need to use that. So that's pretty much how the plate is set up. The other thing, so those 3 items, like I said, in red, you will need. You can look through all of this and see what you need. Down here is going to be the oil cooler I used. The Black Horse kit, that's from Amazon. The UPGR8 kit is also from Amazon. Pretty much all my fittings except these vibrant ones came from Amazon. So I used Evil Performance and some other ones. They work fine, haven't had any issues. So it's kind of up to you what you want to buy in here. Right here for the filter head, I decided to go with a Hamburger Performance 3308. It uses a standard Ford's heavy duty diesel filter. So, and this is the filter I decided to go with. The Lubrifiner filter. They have a very good absolute rating of at least, I think it's like 18 parts per 18 down to 18 microns. And then they also go lower than that based off but that's not absolute. Absolute rating is when they, you know, that's a guaranteed what it's going to filter out. I believe it's 18 to 20, which is what Ford is rated for / Ford International. And but it does filter even a little bit below that. I think they're rated a little bit finer, around 12 to 14, but just not absolute rating. Then down here for other parts, this is just other work that I did. So if you need the bulletproof diesel fan adapter to be able to run a 7.3 fan clutch, it shows right here. I went with a metal impeller water pump, 6.4 oil pan, 6.4 transmission filter, 6.4 push rods, standard Motorcraft thermostat, exotic head studs, which are working great, haven't had any issues. Now the one thing I haven't done that's on this list is the Dorman differential cover. This allows you to have the vanes on it so you can get better cooling to your rear diff, but I haven't done that yet. EGR delete, and obviously the SCT tuner, you might end up paying more depending on if you can get one. I got mine off of Facebook Marketplace. And so that's pretty much all the parts I use. Also double check this list here for the oil cooler parts. Like when you get your parts in, make sure you have all the plugs and stuff you need before you start tearing into the engine. Because I try to do the best I can with what I had here, but I may have missed maybe 1 or 2 fittings. Now for people who've been asking about, let me show you this. So that's, don't need that photo, don't need that photo. I'll show you the oil filter setup in a second. But for people that have been asking for, where the heck is it? So this one. Alright, so people have been asking like how it works. Essentially it's just my crude drawing so I can give you an idea. So number one is going to be the filter, the bulletproof diesel adapter plate. So essentially each green dot is a -12 fitting. If for people who don't know, -12 can produce up to, I believe it's 3,500 gallons per minute. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's around there. The truck only produces 3,300. I'm sorry, not 3,300. What I'm talking about. I think -12 produces 35 gallons per minute, if I remember correctly, and the truck only produces 33 gallons per minute at like 3,000 RPM, so kind of like higher up. So it's perfectly fine for oil. Like you're not gonna starve the engine of oil or anything. These are big enough. But anyway, the green dots are -12 fittings. So basically, it comes out of the filter plate, goes into the oil filter head. So where your oil filter is, you want hot oil going in, so it, it filters as it should. Then it comes out of there, goes into the oil cooler, obviously. Comes out of the oil cooler after it's cooled, and I made a mistake here. It doesn't go back to the filter, but it actually goes up to the actual bulletproof diesel plate again. So basically out of the plate, into the oil filter, into the cooler, and then back to the plate. This is just simulating, the green ring is the turbo, and this is where your bulletproof oil feed adapter is, and obviously you have a -6 hose that feeds the turbo. That's pretty much all the plate's used for, is what's in this picture. There's not anything else that's connected to the plate. Pretty much all the other pieces you need are just plugs. So everything else is just sealed off unless you're doing some kind of custom build or anything like that. And lastly, what I'm going to show you guys is what I did for the oil fuel bowl. Or the fuel bowl, I'm sorry. Essentially, what happens here is this kit is not designed to run a standard fuel bowl. A lot of people buy an actual dedicated fuel return system. I was not aware of that before I bought it, so that was my mistake. But you can actually modify your existing fuel bowl. So this fuel bowl, if you see right here, it looks like kind of janky. This is where I took my grinder and I just cut that off, because right next to this, standing up right here, would be the old oil filter housing. So essentially I just went to a safe spot not too close to here. I cut it off with my grinder, with a cutting wheel, and just smoothed it out so it's not sharp, and everything worked perfect. It's been running like that. I've towed with this. I've I mean, I've towed over 8,000 pounds a few different times for several hundred miles, like 300-400 miles, with no issues. Has not had any problems with fueling the engine, no fuel pressure problems. Like, it works flawlessly. It just doesn't have that support. But these hoses, these fuel hoses that are steel, they don't let it really move. So after they're tightened down and stuff, this thing barely shimmies at all, like if any. So I haven't had any problems at all. So this is a easy way to go around it. Obviously, it's better to have a fuel return and whole setup, but I wasn't gonna blow $600 for something I'm not pushing a lot of power out of. So hopefully you guys enjoy this little video. As I mentioned before, all these documents and the photos will be down below if you want to get a better look at them. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a message. I'll try to get back to you in the comments below. But hopefully you guys get an idea of what this is going to cost you per about hours, how long it's going to take you to do. I mean, it took me about 5-6 days working a few hours a day because of the issues that I told you, not having those vibrant 45-degree dash 12 fittings and stuff. It delayed me a day or two to get them shipped to my house. I ended up having to pay, for overnight shipping and whatnot. So and I did it with the cab on, which I really do not recommend. It's not fun. So if you have the ability to take the cab off, I would do it that way. You can knock it out probably all in one night. If you kind of been around the engine before and know how it works, it won't take you that long. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully I covered everything for you and you guys have it there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.